Is failure a Jewish word? Does failure actually exist? Rabbi Jonathan Rieti offers us insights in order to understand and answer this question. What tool did Hashem use to create the world? He used the tool of Lashon HaKodesh, our holy language, our Hebrew language. In other words, only when Hashem spoke did it become a reality. Only if it was dictated by Hashem can there be a real representation of that word in reality. Guess what? There is no word for the word failure in God's dictionary. Failure may be a human perception of what appears to be reality. If a child is attempting to walk and it falls hundreds of times before finally succeeding and being able to walk on his own 2 feet, all those attempts of trying to walk were not failures. They were opportunities in order to build the right muscles to finally be able to walk successfully. So failure is a human perception. It is not a word in God's dictionary. Avraham Avinu had 8 sons. His first son, Yishmael, went off the derech, meaning he left the path of Judaism and came back at the end. He came from Hagar, the maidservant, as we know. Yitzhak was religious from birth, and came from Sarah. Hagar had 6 more sons for Abraham, and they all went off the derech. They all left the path of Judaism. Can we say that Abraham had failed? Partially had failed? Not at all. From this extraordinary couple, Sarah and Avraham Avinu, millions of people came and became great because of their influence. And we can truly attribute a lot of credit to this beautiful couple. Now, they're not a failure. They're truly a success. Why? Because they truly did not see themselves as failures, but used every single opportunity in their lives for growth and connection to Hashem, our God. Yitzhak had Esav and Yaakov. Now, Esav, we know, was an evil being, and Yaakov was a true tzaddik, a true righteous person. Is it true that he fathered unsuccessfully as well, and he was half a failure since he had twins, and one of his children was really a terrible person? The answer is a resounding no. Failure is a human invention. It depends on how narrow our view is. It depends on how flexible we can be. It depends on how stubborn we can be. And it depends on how forgiving we can be, how our views in life are shaped. Rabbi Akiva learned and he left the derech at 9 years old. And he returned at 40 years old. This time he understood that every drop made a difference. How? He saw that at 40 years old, he looked at a rock and he saw how very gently and very slowly drops of water can penetrate into a rock and eventually break it apart. So he saw that if something such as water can come into a rock and make a difference, so Torah can make a difference in me, he said. As much as I am set in my ways, I'm willing to make the Torah penetrate my understanding of life and make a difference so that I can live a whole new life and have a whole brand new outlook. Now, if I believe that the smallest act that I may do can make a difference to improve my marriage, to improve my relationship with my children, then I believe that I'm a failure. That, we can't see that we are failures just because we can't do the smallest act. There's so much a person can do. Now, it doesn't have to be big. It could be just the smallest act. And the smallest act can make a difference. It could be that tiny drop of water that can truly make a difference. Why? What is the biggest proof of that? Hashem says there's a bigger picture. It is in the end until the end comes. Let life unfold until the last chapter. What is the proof? a person wakes up every single morning because Hashem hasn't given up on him. Hashem believes in you to make a difference. No matter how much mistakes you made in life, just remember, it's a mistake. There's always room for growth, there's always room for improvement, and there's always room for that tiny drop of a difference. The Modi Ani prayer in the morning that we say is not only an expression of gratitude for being alive, but it is an even more powerful message from Hashem telling you that He hasn't given up on you. So don't you give up on the only person you were created to change. Don't give up on yourself. The world was created in 6 days. Hashem could have easily created the world in 6 hours, 6 minutes, 6 seconds, even more impressive. He can do anything. Creating the world in 6 days is teaching us a profound lesson. It is teaching us to respect the process. Take things in the right perspective. Respect the process. Things take time. Don't expect results right away. Be kind to yourself. Feeling unworthy because you messed up is a waste of time. Let's look at our past mistakes and create new approaches as stepping stones for better choices. Let's create new opportunities of growth by learning from our past and creating a greater you. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming.